Now that this section is complete, we can scroll down to the walls. The program lets us choose how these walls are to be constructed, and in any combination. I will choose a double wall. There are different types of wall here, including timber frame, stonework, and insulating concrete formwork. But this house will have a brick external wall. And for the internal leaf, it will have blocks. You can also change the type of bricks and blocks. These drop-down menus have the materials that are brought in from the software's central library that I will show you later. I need to enter the wall measurements for the house in separate sections. You can see from the front elevation on the plans that the upper floor walls are a different length and height to the lower floor. This would also apply if the house had different sections made from different materials. For example, rendered on one section, base brickwork on another, and so on. I'll break this house up into two sections and enter the wall measurements for the lower floor first. The total length of the external walls is 56.9, so I enter it into these red cells. I'll enter the height, which is 2.4. The house has these gables at the front and back. So I'll enter the measurements for these into the red cells for the extra areas of wall. The total masonry partition wall measurements are to be entered here. These are not for studwork partitions, as they are entered further down in the first fixed carpentry section. You can again choose the type of wall here, and I will choose blockwork. I can also change the blocks I will be using. The total length of these ground floor solid partition walls are 32 metres, which I enter here. There's a picture explaining it further. These are the partition walls I have entered. Now for the perimeter walls of the first floor, which is this section here. I enter this measurement into the additional walls section. I'll give this section of wall a title, First Floor. Choose the type of wall, which is block and brick, and enter the measurement, which is 39 linear metres. The height is 2.3. I can also add a section for plinths here if I require it. The house I am pricing also has decorative brickwork, or coins. So I've entered the measurements for these in here. Again, you can use the 3D graphics as guidance. Once the coins are entered, the quantity of these bricks are calculated for you, and they are also removed from the walls section above, so you are not doubling up on bricks required. The program has now worked out all the materials required for the walls, including the bricks, blocks, sand, cement, wall ties, insulation, and so on. It's also calculated the labour hours and costs. It's as if Easy Price Pro has its very own builder's brain inside it. I've also ticked the box for a chimney and entered the height of the chimney breast here. Remember, you can change the default materials in these yellow drop-down boxes. If the text in these is too small to read, click the magnifying glass to enlarge these drop-down boxes when you want to view or change them. Again, don't forget that you can view how the program has calculated aspects of the build by clicking the red and blue question mark icons within each row. The program also has options for toothing out brickwork and for walls joining profiles, which is required for an extension abutting an existing wall, but this job is a new house. I'll now scroll down to the next section, which is scaffolding. If it is required, tick here, which opens up the section. All the scaffolding has been calculated automatically. There are options in here that you can change if required, for example, whether it's a putlin or freestanding scaffold. Clicking on a blue R in the program, like this one, will open a revolving 3D picture. Another way the program explains what input is required.